What an enthralling test match this has been. India, a depleted India, have shown great fight and grit and courage to save the test match from an almost impossible position. To find out how they did it, watch this episode of Jatin's Scorecard. India have been without many of their top players. Virat Kohli is missing, Ishant Sharma is missing, Umesh Yadav, Mohammad Shami and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. So their entire fast bowling department except Bumrah has been wiped out due to injury. Now India find themselves without Jadeja and Vihari for the last test match in Brisbane at the Gabba. But if there's one thing Indian fans can expect from their team, it is that they will put up a brave and gutsy performance come what may. In this episode of Jatin's Scorecard, I'm going to focus on 3 to 4 crucial cogs in this test match. Let's start with Cummins. If you ask me, Cummins has been the difference between both the teams. He has come in, bowled, ran hard, hit the deck with all his strength, and he is an absolute dream of a fast bowler right now. Cummins has sheer pace, he has an outswinger, he has an in-swinger, he has an off-cutter, he has a leg cutter, he's got a lethal bouncer and a terrific yorker. So he's got every base covered of what a fast bowler dreams about. So I think Cummins has been the real point of difference between both the teams, and on the last day today he ran in hard, but I think he's also a little bit tired from all the bowling in the white ball version of the game and the red ball version of the game. But India played him out with maximum patience and diligence, and that's where one of the biggest threats which Australia have, that threat was neutralized. Let's talk about Rishabh Pant a little bit. He's been under fire for having dropped a couple of catches in the first innings, and a lot has been written about his fitness, his wicket keeping, his impetuousness with the bat. But today he showed why he is rated so highly by the team management. Rishabh Pant is a rough gem who will keep being kind of shined on by playing more and more red ball cricket. I see him as a regular in red ball cricket, a regular batsman in red ball cricket. There could be a situation where sometimes he plays as a wicketkeeper batsman, sometimes he might play as a regular batsman, because at that number of 5 or 6, having a left-hander in the team gives you a great advantage. I mentioned yesterday that I expected Rishabh Pant to score runs in the second innings because that side of the pitch was relatively unused because of the lack of left-handers in the Indian team. So I think Rishabh Pant played a terrific knock today. India would not have been able to save this test match if it had not been for him. The other guy I'd like to talk about is Cheteshwar Pujara. He played the perfect foil to Rishabh Pant, especially when Pant was going. If you remember today, Pant started off slowly, but then he just moved a couple of gears, and at this time Cheteshwar Pujara pulled back and allowed Pant to play his natural game. I think that shows the experience and cricketing intelligence of Pujara, and I thought that was wonderful to watch. After Pant got out, Pujara realized that just by merely defending, they're not going to be able to bat out for those 4.5 hours, and that's where he kind of upped the tempo. He hit 3 boundaries in a row of Stark, and generally put the Australians a little bit on the back foot. So I thought it was a lovely shifting of gears from Pujara, and he got an absolute beauty from Hazlewood. It's tough penetrating that defense of Pujara, but it looked as if he played inside the line a little bit, but that's not the case. The ball was angling in, the seam of the ball was angling in as if it's an off cutter from Hazlewood, but it pitched and held its line and hit middle and off stump. So it was an absolute beauty from Hazlewood, who as usual has been absolutely pristine with his line and length. Another big chunk of play for India, a passage of play for India which enabled them to finally save the test match was the partnership between Hanuma Vihari and R. Ashwin. Vihari has been this stoic kind of player. He's not had a great series at all, but I spoke about him in the last episode, and he is somebody who will always fight for his wicket come what may, and he showed that today, especially after injuring his hamstring very badly while running between the wickets. So it had to be strapped up, but Vihari showed that he wanted to be there. He wanted to save the game for the team, and same with R. Ashwin. Ashwin, let's not forget, has 4 Test hundreds, and the pair of them copped a lot of flack from the Australian close-in fielders as well, but they're experienced enough to know how to handle that. But at the end of the day, it was this monumentally patient and courageous partnership. Both of them got hit on the body quite a few times. Let's not forget that the Australians' plan B is bowling short into the body and aimed at the head, but they got through that, and that's what actually saved India the Test match. Let's talk about the pitch a little bit. The Sydney pitch over the years has been known to support spinners, to help spinners. In fact, I was one of the guys who was actually propagating that India go in with 3 spinners. But this Sydney pitch did not turn as much as it normally does, which is really strange because the wicket starts turning from day 3. But all in all, this was a terrific cricket wicket. It did not have up and down bounce like Adelaide, but it lasted the course for all 5 days. I think that's a great tribute, and congratulations are in order for the groundsman, because these are the kind of wickets which make Test cricket interesting, and all the fans want the game to go on to the last over, a hard fought game, and that's exactly what the groundsman gave the spectators. We now move to Brisbane. So at the Gabba, it's going to be a different challenge for India. It's a pitch which seams and swings. India have don't have a great record there. Australia have a fantastic record at the Gabba, but more importantly, I think India are now super depleted after losing Jadeja and Vihari. They will have to sit down. They have a few days. The next Test match starts on the 15th, so they have a few days to strategize. But like I said earlier, they will come in and they will fight for every inch of the way, and I'll see you there for a preview either on the 13th or the 14th, and then at the end of every day's play. So thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts and comments on the YouTube page itself, or write to me using the hashtag AskJatin. I've been getting quite a few questions on a daily basis. It's been fun replying to you guys, so please keep that coming, and I'll be in touch with you shortly. Thank you so much.